physically, you just got to keep up in the gym. You got to stay away from the donuts,
What
which is
what we
hard.
also what we also did was both of us we went to DC and actually we talked to detectives in the
Yeah,
MPD. We talked to forensic psychologists and we got to get inside the mind of those who were actually dealing with working on cases
yeah,
like serial killer cases and that kind of informed us as to what they go about every day and what their
exactly.
world is like.
So Aldis Hodge played Alex Cross. Cross is a man of tremendous moral fiber. He's currently dealing with some grief and some trauma, so he's a bit unhinged, which makes him a bit unpredictable. But he's a good man at heart, stands for true justice, and he stands against those who would offend, whether they are suspects or even police that wear a badge. If they are doing the wrong thing, he's going to do the best to right those wrongs.
Isaiah Mustafa, I played John Sampson. Every moral fiber needs a moral compass, and that's what I play. As John Sampson, I am Alex Cross's backbone, someone that he can always rely on, kind of
Mhm.
lean to. When he's veering off course, I'm the person that kind of writes him on the right
Would you
track.
say brother in arms?
Brother at arms.
Yeah. Ah.
Yeah.
So these two grew up together, as we
Yep.
said, brothers, you know.
Mhm.
They both been through the trenches. They've been through what the
The
police
academy
academy and all that together.
became
And
detectives together.
became detectives. They really fight for one another. As Ben, the show creator, puts it, this is a love story, not a romantic one, but one of brotherhood.
Yeah.
But they hold each other down. They're going to tell each other the things that they don't want to hear when they need to hear it, especially Samson, Ted, and Cross. Get yourself together.
They hold each other up.
Exactly, exactly. They fight for each other and they always cover and protect one another. Oh, everything.
I mean, other than a steady job, no.
uh,
May I?
go ahead.
So I was only given a couple pages for the audition, but those pages were so amazing that they showed so much brotherhood and so much love between the two characters
Yeah.
that it really allowed me to kind of bring whatever I could to the character, and then after that, Ben saw that and liked it, and then somebody got the full script.
Mhm. The thing I love about the show, honestly, first of all, this is deeply, truly a thriller, but it is unlike any thriller I've ever seen before. We get to not only follow these crazy cases, but we get to understand who these people are at home, the family life, the personal friendships, the bonds that are threatened, when you have to deal with a case that may permeate your personal life, things like that. So we get to understand the full scope of the world of Cross from a very personal and unique perspective. And then honestly, who Cross is as a man, oh my God, this is the coolest character I've ever been able to play. Well, mentally, um, honestly, there was so much excitement around it that I was just ready. The way I prepared, I suppose, was talking first to our show creator and showrunner Ben Watkins about his vision and what was important to him, and then the second part was talking to James Patterson about what was important for him to be reflected and represented in Cross, what drove him to create Cross, what inspired him, and once I knew that, mentally, I was already set in the right place for how we move forward. Now, physically, you just got to keep up in the gym. You got to stay away from the donuts, which is hard.
What we also did was both of us we went to DC and actually we talked to detectives in the
Yeah,
MPD. We talked to forensic psychologists and we got to get inside the mind of those who were actually dealing with working on cases
yeah,
like serial killer cases and that kind of informed us as to what they go about every day and what their
exactly.
world is like.
Much like I previously said about how this show breaks the mold of what we know a thriller to be, I believe the books did just that and sort of set the tone and the standard for what a crime thriller looks like because of the sort of the unique perspective of Cross being a forensic psychologist, understanding how to really permeate the mindset of a killer and understand him from a humane aspect, the way he does his detecting work. Um, it's a bit avant-garde. So the nuances of difference, the subtleties that go into what makes him who he is, and not only just him, we have Samson, who is a fan favorite from the books as well, and we get to understand what that relationship really looks like on screen. I think,
But what
but
makes this character appealing on screen, what this gentleman is not saying is he is what makes this character appealing on screen. What he brings to this character is a suave smoothness that I don't think has been seen as in this character
Well,
before.
thank
He
you,
is
brother.
just a cool dude.
Trying to be. So honestly, the way I made it different was by not trying to make it different. Um, I didn't, look at any prior iterations or things like that because my process whenever I approach any particular role is to figure out what the honest and intention of that character is. What is this character's why? And once I know what their why is, then I understand how to approach making choices for that character, how to get out of certain scenarios for that character. And it was really building a relationship between myself and the idea of Cross that produce the performance that you see. So, once I knew where, again, Ben, our showrunner, once I knew where his vision was and I knew where the inspiration came from James Patterson, I knew exactly how to step into these shoes.
I would like to thank Ben Watkins for creating such a fully rounded television character that I could step into. He took what James Patterson did and he breathed life into a lot of those little aspects that James created. And what you see is a Samson that um is just a man with a tremendous heart and love for his partner. So it was such a such a fun time to get into that type of character, knowing that you're somebody's backbone.
Yeah.
It's a little less pressure than being the main dude.